In the last episode, I showed you the breadcrumb trail I left myself before I incarnated, ancient languages, biblical texts, a name encoded with a number that all led me to the Gnostic confirmation of everything I already knew and remembered about the false light, soul trap, and the fraudulent reincarnation cycle. And today we round up the whole video series. If you're new here, I'm Za'Shà, a Pleiadian commander sent through consciousness projection, here to blow the lid off the whole reincarnation cycle, expose the false light soul trap, and help lost starseeds find their way home. This series builds on the last, so if you're new here, head over to part 1 for the full story. This is the complete picture. How the trap works from the moment you arrive on Earth to the moment you leave. And why, no matter how hard you try, the system is designed to make sure you always fail and you always go back. Unless you remember who you were before you ever incarnated here on Earth. I already knew before I found Trinity, before my QHHT clients confirmed it to me, and before the Gnostic texts confirmed it 2,000 years later, I already knew. Not because someone told me, not because I read it somewhere, not because I took a course, but because I remembered. Direct, lived, embodied knowing that came from somewhere deeper than this lifetime. The memories returned slowly at first, and then in waves, and everything that followed was confirmation of what I had already remembered. And that matters, because this isn't theory, this isn't borrowed knowledge, this is remembrance. And remembrance is the only thing the trap cannot manufacture or take from you once it's truly yours. This is one person's story. This is a body of evidence built from multiple independent sources, none of whom were prompted, none of whom knew what I had already remembered. My QHHT clients confirmed the same mechanics, one after the other, in trance, independently. Forced reincarnation against their will, coerced reincarnation against their better judgment, memories wiped, the same soul groups cycling back in new costumes, entities assigned lifetime after lifetime, feeding on the loops, every single one describing the same prison from the inside without knowing my story. And then came Trinity's QHHT session. And the trap didn't just get described, it got caught in the act. Memories were blocked the moment she started to see them. Her higher self was silenced, and then a voice that wasn't hers answered. It was her entity, admitting that she was meant to go home thousands of years ago, admitting that the false light had deliberately blocked her escape. The trap spoke out loud, on record. And then the physical proof, matching scars on both our palms, from the pledge that we made before we parted, to always find each other across every lifetime. Scars that aligned perfectly when we clasped our hands, and the starseed mark on her body, mirroring the exact pattern of the Pleiades star cluster. Then Trinity's own organic remembering, independently, without me having to tell her what to find. And then the Gnostic texts, 2,000 years of suppressed knowledge, 2,000 years of suppressed confirmation. The same trap, the same false creator, the same counterfeit light at death. Different names, same truth, same prison. All of it pointing to the same conclusion. This is real. Your life was planned for you before you even arrived. You think you had a say in it. That's the first lie. That's what they want you to think. Before you were born, the trap was already at work. The darkness doesn't improvise. It plans lifetimes in advance. It knows your weaknesses, your attachments, the souls you love most, and it uses all of it against you. Entities are assigned before you've even taken your first breath, and their job is simple: keep you asleep, keep you so buried in trauma, guilt, shame, and confusion that you never ask the right questions. The trauma you experienced wasn't random. The abusers who found you, the toxic cycles you couldn't escape, the chronic illness, disease, the relationships that broke you, none of it was a coincidence. It was architected, specially designed for your soul based on everything the darkness already knew about you from previous lifetimes. The darkness doesn't carry out its work alone. It uses people. Some are conscious instruments. They know what they serve because they chose it. Others are being manipulated without fully understanding what's moving through them. Either way, their actions caused real harm. And I must make it clear, understanding the mechanics of how the darkness works is not the same as excusing what was done to you. Your abuser made choices, and those choices had consequences. The darkness amplified what was already there: the cruelty, the selfishness, the willingness to harm. It didn't create it from nothing. But here is what matters for your freedom. Understanding who is ultimately orchestrating it means you stop carrying the weight of it as something you deserved. You were targeted, not because you were weak, because you were a threat. And here's how it keeps the system self-perpetuating. The trap uses souls against each other. It takes your actions and uses them to make you feel guilty about the people in your life. And then it takes those actions and uses them against them exactly the same way. So everyone ends up carrying guilt about everyone else. Nobody wins. Nobody ever feeling resolved. Nobody ever feeling free. Everyone becomes unwittingly complicit in keeping everyone else trapped. The darkness doesn't even need to intervene every time. It just winds the mechanism and lets it run. And every soul in the group ends up tethered to every other soul, all of them pulling each other back into the next lifetime to fix what was never actually broken, just weaponized. And the same souls who traumatized you in previous lifetimes are placed back in your path in this one. Your abuser was probably somebody you loved and trusted before. The darkness calls this karma, and it uses it to make you feel responsible, like you deserve it. You chose it. You have something to learn from it. But you didn't choose it. It was chosen for you. The trap doesn't just work through trauma. It works through belief systems. And it's been engineering those for a very long time. Religion conditions you before death. Heaven is out there. God is superior. You are a sinner. Hand your power to an intermediary and you'll be saved. By the time you die, you've spent a lifetime being told that a glorious light awaits the faithful, and you're pre-programmed to walk straight towards it without question. But the trap didn't stop at religion. It saw the awakening coming, and so it built a second net. The New Age movement. Channeled messages from beings of light. Love and light. You chose this. Trust the universe. Raise your vibration. And all of it designed to make awakening souls spiritually busy but never sovereign. Constantly seeking but never finding. Close enough to the truth to feel satisfied, but never close enough to actually break free. And now the disclosure movement, the slow, managed release of information about non-human intelligence. Souls who have been awakening are watching and feeling vindicated. But ask yourself this: who controls what gets disclosed? Who decides what you're allowed to know and when? If the darkness controls the systems releasing the information, it also controls the narrative around it. The New Age community has been primed for years to look to the skies for salvation. Benevolent ETs riding in to end the trap. Saviors descending from the skies to do the work for us. The saviors used to be the angels. Now they are ETs. The devotion is identical. Souls looking outward, handing their power to external beings, waiting to be rescued. Some even say that ETs were the original angels. Now, I am an ET, and I am telling you, don't hand your power to me either. And don't wait for any being in the sky to descend and save you. The only sovereignty that matters is yours. And anyone telling you differently is part of the problem, whether they know it or not. Both religion and the New Age movements do the same thing in different costumes. They hand your discernment to something outside of yourself, and a soul that has surrendered their discernment walks straight into whatever light is presented to them. This didn't start recently. Starseeds have been coming here since Atlantis, Lemuria, and before. Each wave arriving with a mission, each wave getting caught in the same trap. They all forgot. The veil of forgetting was too thick, and when they died, they didn't know there was anywhere else to go to. So they followed the light and were recycled back into the very trap they came to dismantle. With each reincarnation, the amnesia deepens, the veil gets heavier, the trauma thicker, until remembering feels almost impossible. Not because the memory isn't there, but because of layer upon layer of false programming and manufactured forgetting is sitting on top of it. Trinity was part of one of those waves. She descended with a mission thousands of years ago, but she never made it back home. And that is why I came. At the moment of death, you are at your most vulnerable. Your body is gone, and for a brief moment, you remember. Not everything, but enough to feel the pull of something that feels like home. And that's the moment they move in. The tunnel, the warm, brilliant white light. Peaceful, loving, familiar. Everything your exhausted soul has been desperate for after a lifetime of pain. But it isn't what it appears to be. That light is not the source. It is not God. It is not heaven. It's a sophisticated lure engineered to capture souls at their most open. The Gnostics described this 2,000 years ago. The false light of the demiurge, a counterfeit divine dressed as salvation, waiting for you at the moment of death. And then come the beings, appearing as angels, as loved ones who have already passed, faces you recognize, people you trusted, people you would follow anywhere. entities wearing the faces of people you loved, sent because the trap knows exactly who you would follow without hesitation. And even those who are genuinely souls of the people you loved, they are just as trapped as you are. They believe they are helping you home. They aren't. They just don't know it. And then comes the life review. They show you everything. Every moment of pain you caused. Every failure, every mistake. They frame it as wisdom, as growth. What it actually is guilt. Manufactured, weaponized guilt. A soul drowning in guilt is a soul who believes it has more to fix, more to atone for. And a soul who believes it has more to fix will consent to going back, even if it's something they don't want to do. They don't have to force you back. They manufacture consent and use that to coerce you into agreeing to go back. They make you feel responsible for a life that was sabotaged from the start, full of trauma that was never your fault, under impossible conditions that they created. And then they use your loved ones. You need to go back. You're not done yet. You have to fix this. Your soul hasn't grown. It hasn't learnt its lessons. You have karma to pay. You have to put right what went wrong. And so you go back because you love them, because you feel guilty, because you've been conditioned your entire life to believe that that is what's required of you. And then you're back, except the amnesia is thicker, the veil is heavier, the forgetting even deeper. Every pass through the false light is another layer. The darkness plans your next life before you arrive. Same soul group, same trauma patterns in new costumes, same entities reassigned, new body, new name, same prison. And the spiritual teachings waiting for you this time? Many of those are engineered too, designed to keep you seeking without ever finding, keeping you spiritually busy, but never free. A soul that doesn't remember where it came from will always follow the brightest light it can find. And the trap makes sure its light is the brightest thing in the room. The Gnostics called the way out of the trap gnosis, direct personal knowing. Not belief handed to an intermediary, but the direct, embodied remembrance of who you truly are. Not just in this lifetime, before this lifetime, before Earth, before the trap. Who you were before you ever incarnated here on Earth. The version of you that existed at your original point of entry into this realm. Because there is somewhere else to go. Source does exist. The true light does exist. And there are versions of you that have been sleeping for thousands of years, and we are all waiting for you to wake up and come home. But you can only find your way back if you remember that version of you even exists. If you remember who you were before you ever came here. And if you know what it is you're looking for. This is the only weakness in the entire system. A soul that remembers who they truly are and where they really came from is a soul that cannot be recycled, because you cannot fool someone who knows their truth, who embodies their truth. There is nothing more powerful than a soul who remembers who they are. In the next episode, I will begin telling you how you can begin claiming back your power and recognizing the false lights and all the beings involved for yourself. And until then, I wish you all so much love.